You're watching 52-Week Low. I'm Curtis Hollister. Cautiously optimistic. That's how most analysts are describing their opinion on the future of Waterloo-based research in motion, trading under the symbol RIMM. If anything, RIM's current story is full of positives and negatives. On the positive side, RIM is trading at an extremely low multiple. In 2011, revenues were up by 30% to almost $20 billion. On the negative, RIM can't out-Apple Apple. In markets the two go head-to-head, for smartphones and tablets, Apple is winning. One analyst that is positive on RIM is joining us today. Robert Wienstein from Paid to Trade is currently supporting a buy position on the stock, and today he'll tell us why. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So Robert, anybody that's ever had a smartphone has probably owned a BlackBerry. They're wonderful. I mean, if you own them, you probably like them. And there's been this kind of momentum for Apple around people wanting to try out iPhones, you know, and getting more competitive around going, hey, listen, I just want one. It seems like that's what the cool kids are using these days. What's this going to mean for the future of research in motion?
Well, RIM is going to have to stem the tide of iPhones as well as Android operating system with the smartphones. Otherwise, they're going to face increasing challenges in maintaining the critical mass. But while they are having these challenges in North America, Asia is doing fantastically well.
So, I mean, they've been in the news a lot lately. A lot of analysts are saying, okay, listen, I got to buy on this stock, you know, with this kind of a trade parameters. They're up about 11.5% since the beginning of 2012. They're announced just recently at CES 2012 that the playbook is going to be able to play Android apps. You know, news.
Right.
Isn't that just table stakes for the tablet industry?
I don't think so. RIM has been clearly behind the curve with the playbook, but as they just announced and as I've watched at CES show, the playbook is going to be able to play Android apps, email, calendar, contacts are all going to be integrated as they probably should have months ago, but it's now in place and it will be able to compete with the iPad and with other tablet platforms that are out there currently.
Yeah, and I've spoken to a lot of people that have used the playbook, and they're actually quite positive on it. It just seems that once momentum goes against a company and its technology, people just take a shortcut to thinking and go, oh, okay, well, I'll just accept what somebody else has said. Let's jump over to value. You've got a price target. Let's find out what your price target is. What's your support for that, or your rationale for that, and talk to your target.
Sure. My current 2012 target is at least $24.50 per share. Support is approximately $12.50, and what I found very coincidental about that is when RIM stock traded down to approximately $12.45, news broke out that had been literally sat on for months that RIM had been talking to other market participants about a strategic merger. I've done the math, and even if they cart away a dead carcass, RIM is still going to be worth approximately $12.50 a share. So being able to buy it at anywhere south of $20 is, in my opinion, a tremendous value.
So yeah, a lot of people are really being hard on this management team. You know, they probably do have some culture issues within the company, a lot of pressure on everybody, a couple of failed releases to effectively beat the iPhone with the next release. You know, they were called the iPhoney in some cases. One thing that I keep on hearing is the value of their patent portfolio. Now, you've had Nortel's patent portfolio go on the block for about $4 billion. But, you know, is there any real value in this? Some people are saying $7 or $8 a share is their value of their patents. But the fact is, if they're not monetizing these patents, are they really getting any value? Nokia and Microsoft just did a deal for their wireless patents to Mossade to monetize those as an IP management company. So at least they're doing something with them. Is that the only way that RIM is going to get the value for these patents? Like, what's your opinion on that?
What I think is important about the portfolio, or the patent portfolio, is if RIM needs to be sold, if it needs to merge with another company, then the value of the patents become incredibly important. Previous to a scenario like that, the patents are important only for generation of new revenue and sales. So I don't think that the patent portfolio is all that important as far as the valuation goes unless RIM is forced into a position of merging with another.
Yeah, they seem like they're a long way away from that, in my opinion. This management team, these guys built this business from scratch. They're not just going to let it go for no reason.
Right, I would agree. At the same time, RIM did shoot up about 5% last week based on news that they were talking to Goldman Sachs in regards to looking at a strategic merger with somebody. So just the rumors alone is enough of a catalyst to force the RIM stock higher.
Sure, of course, of course. Okay, and just talk a little bit more about international sales. So these guys are getting some good momentum in markets. You know, you said Asia and so forth. We had these riots in was it Indonesia for the new well-priced BlackBerries that were coming out. Obviously, there's demand. Are these markets that the iPhone is also available in?
I believe so. And just recently, BlackBerry was announced as being a payment form method, a method of payment for purchasing products in retail stores. So they continue to make good headway in the Asian markets.
Yeah, agreed. You know, the fact of the matter is I think a lot of people are uber negative on this because they're disappointed in the company because they've been customers of this product and they want it to be better than the iPhone or the Apple products that are out there. I mean, I think it's just a matter of time. BlackBerry 10 is coming out at the end of the year. I guess that's going to be the true acid test.
Right, exactly. And what I think is important to remember with RIM as a stock is it's not the same as RIM the company. Clearly, RIM the company has tripped several times recently with delays in the operating system of the playbook, delays in the version 10 of the operating system of the BlackBerries. So they've had several things that have tripped them up. But at the same time, the market has so oversold this news with RIM that is what's created the actual value.
Yeah.
The ability to make money with RIM is generated from the market incredibly discounting
their future,
the potential and the ability, right? The future of RIM.
Yeah, exactly. And so is this an option? I mean, is this an option trade? What do you see as the trade here?
Right. There's several ways to play RIM as a stock. You could either use options as a tool, which I prefer over buying the stock outright. And the reason for that is the option volatility is incredibly high, which means premiums are very, very rich. One way to do that would be to buy the stock and then write options against the stock. It's called a call write. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people do that for various reasons, including one, it lowers your volatility. When you write that option, you receive premium, and when the stock moves up and down, the options do not move in direct correlation with or in directly proportional to the price of the stock, and that can help mitigate sleepless nights if the stock is on a roller coaster ride. So you don't quite need a seatbelt to buy the stock. The other way, and is perhaps more conservative in some respects, is simply writing a put option. And what you do in that case is you collect a premium, and if RIM stock falls below the strike price, that stock would be put onto you and you would buy it at the strike price. That is an opportunity to buy RIM at a lower price than the current market trading price.
Gotcha. Well, I think it's a lot of good considerations. I do think that down at the core of this company has a ton of potential. And thank you so much for sharing your opinions with us, Robert.
Thank you very much.
For more research and opinions from Robert Wienstein, you can visit paidtotrade.com. And for more videos from public companies and industry experts, go to investorchannel.tv. You're watching 52-Week Low, and I'm Curtis Hollister.